And it just keeps getting better and better every week because guess what, folks? It is 8 o'clock. It is Monday. And if it's 8 o'clock on a Monday, it is Mighty Monkeys Nerd World News. And I'm your host, Peter Jennings. It's wonderful to see everybody tonight. We already have Elizabeth Rice on board. Good to see you. And hello to you, Elizabeth. Sale Otero is on board tonight. Hey, Isaac Gales, it is great to see you too, Sale. Hope all is well with you and Steph and the girls, and that you guys are hanging in there through pandemic. Let's jump right into it right off the bat. We're going to jump to the top story tonight. Warcraft and StarCraft co-creator Chris Metzen is building a new world using the rules of D&D. Chris Metzen and Mike Gilmartin are former Blizzard Entertainment executives who helped to bring the worlds of Warcraft, Diablo, and StarCraft to life. In 2020, after Metzen wrapped a 22-year stint at Blizzard, they announced a new company called Warchief Gaming. Now they're ready to announce the company's first project. Together with lead developer Ryan Collins, a former game designer on Hearthstone, they're turning Metzen's homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign, one that began with his childhood friends in the 1980s, into a version compatible with the modern 5th edition of D&D. Warchief's setting is called Ouroboros, Coils of the Serpent. The first sourcebook, titled World Book Lawbrand, will be brought to life through crowdfunding. The modern incarnation of D&D takes place in the world of Faerun, also known as the Forgotten Realms. It's a world of high fantasy filled with savage wilderness as well as bustling cities. Well, burning cities too, probably, especially when we've traveled through them.
Yeah.
Ouroboros takes place in a world called Drastnia and is, by contrast, far more urban. Quote-unquote, Lawbrand is a confederation of urbanized trade cities, Metzen said in an interview with Polygon. There's 8 or 9 of these trade cities, and they're all kind of moved by this big new commerce. It's almost like the Industrial Revolution. Key art for those trade cities show bustling cities packed densely with houses and factories. Lights shine along delicate bridges as huge merchant sailing ships plow through the bays and down deep rivers between mountains. In one piece, you can see the working class trudging home after a long day at the mill. Another quote from Metzen: all the races essentially live together in these big cities, he says. The ogre neighborhoods down here, the dwarves live over here, the humans over here, so forth and so on. We're all working in the same factories, our kids go to the same schools, and there's an overarching church that kind of oversees everything and creates consistency and order in this new society. But lurking in the background of it all is a powerful magic powered by mystical tattoos. The Ouroboros itself is like a primordial force of creation, Metzen goes on to say. The more you use it, the more you step into this power that is apart from your actual class abilities. It starts to cause madness and death. It's like the classic Rockstar thing, that Jim Morrison overdrive, he says, channeling the former Doors frontman. Where regular 5th edition D&D campaigns can get bogged down in low-level fights, Warchief's setting will give players incredible powers fairly early on. By tapping into this raw power, at least one player character in the party will be able to do incredible things. They could turn cities into stone, freeze entire oceans, or level mountains with the flick of their wrist. It will be up to the group's dungeon master to roll with the punches. Let's see. He goes on to say, we're including essays in the book trying to anticipate some of the issues that can come up between players. Why does Johnny get all the attention as the serpent maker marked character? What about me? I have to have the compelling narrative, so forth and so on. So we're kind of doing all of these scenarios where the DM might find themselves dealing with those types of situations and providing guidelines on how to deal with the rest of the group.
But I wanted to be the hero.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And he goes on to talk about the whole idea came about me and my friends building this world for advanced Dungeons & Dragons way back in the day. Though it felt, throughout my life, it felt like church. D&D is holy ground. It's where we learn to imagine together. Building this thing for 5th edition felt perfectly natural. The campaign for World Book Lawbrand will begin on April 20th. You can sign up for the mailing list on the Kickstarter. We found this article on polygon.com, and you will be able to find the Kickstarter links there very easily, or you can do a search for Ouroboros, Auroboros, Coils of the Serpent. And that's that for that particular story. So here we go. At this point in time, we would usually go rushing off to a particular dance studio on the east side of the city, but the dance studio on the east side of the city is sitting right next to me at the moment.
The dance studio on the east side of the city is closed this week for spring break. So, Anne didn't kill me today, but she tried.
She tried.
Yeah, they tried on Saturday, and so I was over there today. So Anne is resting up for and taping off.
She's saying, Tanya, wing it.
Anne is been taping off parts of her dining room, things like that, because we're having a painting party over the next couple days. Moved her office upstairs today, so yeah.
So comic chick, we don't have comic chicks today, but comic chick, take it away.
So the first comic we have for today is The Flash number 768, Blink of an Eye, Chapter 1. The retirement of Wally West begins after the events spanning from DC Universe Rebirth to Heroes in Crisis to Dark Knight's death metal. The former Kid Flash decides to call it quits, but the current Flash needs his former partner now more than ever. As the fallout from Infinite Frontier hits the Flash, Barry Allen and Wally West must confront the past by a way of Justice League led by Green Arrow. The second comic for tonight is X-Men number 19. All I got was Escape from the Vault. I don't have any other previews except for just the title. Mm-hmm. So
we'll look for it.
Yes, definitely look for it. Silk number 1. By day, Cindy Moon is an intrepid reporter for the upstart new media empire Threats and Menaces under her old boss, J. Jonah Jameson. By night, she's Silk, crime-fighting superhero. But those worlds are about to collide as an investigation into a series of gangland murders puts Silk and everyone she loves in danger. Who is this powerful new player in New York's underworld? Where did she come from? And what is she doing with that strange cat demon? It will take all of Cindy's prowess as reporter and hero to find the answers and stay alive. Written by Maureen Gu, I Believe in a Thing Called Love, and drawn by Takeshi Miyazawa. Runaways and Ghost Spider. Cindy is on an assignment and nothing can stop her. Dun, dun, dun. I apologize for the pronunciation of
We really do try.
This one was from Chris, Firefly number 27. New characters, new enemies. A brand new era continues. But what happened to Mal Reynolds? Mal Reynolds has left everyone and everything behind after the deaths of Wash and Book. But one call from Zoe will change his life. Will he return to Serenity, or has the sky been taken from him forever? Dun dun dun! You'll have to get Firefly number 27.
It's okay. She's fine.
She's coughing.
Dogs do that.
And the last one for tonight, Avengers, Curse of the Man-Thing number 1. Burn at the touch of the Harrower. Critically acclaimed writer Steve Orlando, Martian Manhunter, which wasn't that in our podcast, Martian Manhunter from last week?
Yes.
Okay. He was on Team Green?
Yes.
Okay. Batman and Wonder Woman makes his Marvel debut with a blockbuster celebration of Man-Thing's 50th anniversary. For decades, the Man-Thing has haunted the Florida Everglades. You know what? I think I saw him when I was in Florida. Now I know.
Just Florida, man.
Okay. Now a new enemy has hijacked his body on a quest to take his incendiary abilities.
Incendiary.
Thank you. Incendiary abilities global.
You're an English major.
I'm not teaching this week, so I'm on vacation.
Okay.
We wake to fear as gargantuan monoliths menace cities worldwide, with only the Avengers standing between the population of Earth and a planet-wide inferno. Can they save Man-Thing in time to douse the fires? And does the man inside the thing, Ted Salas, even want to be saved? Introducing a sensational new villain designed by Marvel Stormbreaker Carmen Carnero, the Harrower. So we also have Comic Chicks on Wednesday. At between 6:30 and 7 o'clock, we have stuff to give away. We actually have a couple little Grogu's to give away, some Lego minifigures, comics, of course. So join in, say hi, and we'll give some stuff away.
And a pipe-smoking rabbit named Horatio.
No, Stumper.
Stumper. All right, friends, we're going to check up with some comments here. Sale's doing great. Hope we're all doing great too. We're trying, brother. We're trying every time we get a chance. Matt's watching live from a van down by the river. Very homeless of you. Elizabeth says, so excited that I finally booked a vaccine appointment starting next Tuesday. Congratulations. I myself got dose number 1 on Saturday. Felt like somebody had shot me in the arm, literally. With
there's a kid.
Oh, that was brutal. Oh, there's a small child in the background of Dan's place. That's great. Let's see. John Ashton Carton is on board. Batman. John is here. Hey, gang. Good to see you. Billy is asking, Dan, is Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip? Because he is on Studio 6D at the moment. I think that's pretty much kind of like right on par with it. Peter's on board. Hello, Peter. We can't agree with you more, Kel's. Definitely some Firefly stuff is definitely shiny. And no, Elizabeth, I did not see today's Doctor Who Big Finish news, so I'm expecting that to pop up in chat from you pretty soon. There's to let me know what's going on with that. This is the time where I start talking about Patreon. Everybody, if you are aware of it, we have a Patreon. www.patreon.com/FC3ROC. There are several sponsorship levels there. I know a couple of you are actually sponsors of us, and we are grateful. It helps us do the things that we do to continue bringing entertainment every week. Also there, you will find free of charge. You don't have to be one of our sponsors to see it, but you get to see James's video game blog. James is also going to talk a little bit about his podcast with Chrissy Harding. And did you have something else for today? Yeah. Go ahead. All right, so James, take it away, my friend. It's all yours.
So, this week on Patreon, how exactly do you follow up on the wild success of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game? If you said, repeat the formula with a different cartoon, you'd be absolutely correct in more ways than you could fathom. In 1991, Konami gave the world the Simpsons arcade game. Never you mind that Springfield's notorious nuclear family didn't quite map to the brawler format like the Turtles did. Still, it was a worthy hit, and we'll break down why tomorrow. On Thursday, on Gaming Street Regulars, Chrissy and I are joined by our own Billy! I now know why Chris says that. That's fun. Yes, Billy DeTore joins us as we begin an ongoing series on the legacy of Mario games, starting with Donkey Kong and its various arcade sequels. On Thursday, it is indeed unlike Donkey Kong, as we talk about that game's adaptations, animations, and the notorious things one person did to be the high-score champion of the game. And on Friday, if you haven't had enough of my voice, the Pemmy and James kinda sorta hopefully funny podcast returns. For our second subject, we tackle the original incarnation of She-Ra, Princess of Power. Filmation and Mattel tried to strike the balance between an action cartoon like its parent series, He-Man, and being a show that TV executives thought would, quote, appeal to girls, unquote. The result was one of the most unintentionally subversive shows in the hypergendered world of 80s toy tie-ins. All this and Robot Henchmen doing a conga line this Friday.
Robot Henchman doing a conga line. Now there's a visual for you. But very good, James. Thank you so much for that, as always. Elizabeth goes on to tell us the Ninth Doctor is going to meet the Brigadier and the Cybermen. That's cool. Okay, that's good. Do we know who's going to be voicing the Brigadier? Obviously, because Nicholas Courtney passed away several years ago at this point. The Brig is now played by John Colshaw, and he's doing a great job. He's done quite a few productions with Big Finish. Fantastic. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. That's definitely going to be something to listen to. All right, friends. Right on top of the Patreon, we're going to mention that we have a link tree that gives you access to pretty much everything we are out on the internet. And that's Linktree. And if you go to Linktree, look for Mighty Monkey. All one word. There it is. There's the link right there. linktr.ee/Mighty Monkey. If you click on that link, it's going to take you out to pretty much everything we've got. Our master website, our social media, our podcast network, our YouTube channel, our Twitch channel. Everything that we have is easily accessed through that link. So give us a look and spread the word, spread the love, let other people know that we maniacs are here to entertain you. And when I mean entertain, I mean anything is possible. Dan, we have a video queued up.
We will in a second.
Okay, so I'm going to act like a mother right now. This is the final of the videos that we created to start the introduction of FC3 way back in 2015. It is the final video starring our original interns of Kelsey and Emily as they finish the quest to find the pieces of the puzzle and figure out exactly what they were, what mission were they on in the first place? What were they doing in the first place?
Pieces.
I know. Yeah, I know. You were the one who created them.
Yes.
Weren't you? It was your uncle who cut them up?
Yes.
Right.
Here
So,
we go.
without further ado, or gilding the lily, or whatever the case we can do.
Take it away.
Take it away, Daniel-san.
I got it! Got it! I got it! I got it! I got it! Oh, whoops! This looks like a good spot. Yeah, it does. All right. Let's see what we have here. All right. Okay. Let's spread them out here. Move back. Sorry. All right. This looks like a corner. Hey, give me some of these. Suck it, puzzles. That looks right? No. Come on. Maybe. Kind of. I don't know. Oh, turn it. Yeah, that looks. Oh, yes. I am a genius.
Your hand.
That looks like the top.
Oh no, that's not it.
Oh, hey.
Here. Oh. Where's the other piece? We collected like 12.
Oh, thank.
I got it.
All right.
Oh, it's FC cubed. No, FC3, not FC cubed. Well, what's FC3?
Monkey Productions.
That was so fun. I'd forgotten how much entertaining it was to make those. And you know what? Originally, I thought the arm holding out the last piece was you, but then I saw the watch was
it was you.
was around.
It was
It was me.
Yeah.
Somebody wears the watch like
And I was holding
And
the camera. So
and was the cameraman.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten. I thought it was you.
I just get a kick out of Emily jumping off the chain link fence.
Oh yeah,
and then
yeah. No trespassing.
no trespassing.
That was her idea too. I remember
Yeah.
that one. That snippet was hers. So that was a lot of fun. And then we had a live video pretty much right after that where we announced that Flower City Comic-Con, CCC C3. So we announced that we existed at that point. We became a real entity at that stage in the run-up to the 2016 show began. So that was a very exciting time for us.
Mhm.
We haven't had an opportunity to really be that creative. I mean, you know, Nerd World News and 4 podcasts aside, we've taken
Yeah,
our
that's kind of a
creativity
lot
in a
right there,
direction,
yeah.
but we haven't done anything like that in a long time. I think that would be fun to do that again.
It's
Yes,
called a pandemic.
pandemic is a thing.
Yes.
But also it's been a couple of years too.
Well, we
so.
kind of did when we did our when we had the billboard.
Oh, true. The billboard commercial was a lot of fun. You and I
Right.
and Tanya was doing the filming for that. That was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
that was kind of creative. That was
We
fun.
should track that one down just to show that one off one of these days.
In January when we announced that we were going to be at the BCA, how cold it was, and we were sitting on Christmas.
Oh yeah, my doctor
Oh yeah.
was adding as a seat cushion for that one. All right, so I don't know who Yap 51 is, but it's the first time I've seen our comment section ever hijacked. So that's kind of cool. That's a status symbol right there.
That's on Twitch, yeah.
All right, friends, moving on. We're going to get started back onto the storyboard. Guess what, fellas and ladies? The Last Starfighter's potential sequel now has a sizzle reel for Hollywood's consideration. Fans of The Last Starfighter had long dreamed what a sequel to that movie would be. Today, they get to find out. Gary Whitta, writer of the Book of Eli and Rogue One, has been working with The Last Starfighter writer Jonathan Betuel on bringing the 1984 classic back to life for years now. Today, he hopped on his Twitch stream to say the film is closer than it's ever been to fruition. It's right on the 1 yard line, he said, and he believes that it's going to happen. To help cross that line, though, Witta also revealed the Sizzle Reel that he, Betul, and concept artist Matt Alsop and composer Chris Tilton collaborated on to give people an idea of the movie they want. Witta explained, as he said before, this wouldn't be a straight remake of the original movie. It's a sequel that keeps the original film in canon, but passes the torch to another generation, much like Star Wars The Force Awakens did. The Sizzle Reel can be found on YouTube if you look for it. The trailer doesn't tell us much, but we do see that there's some new conflict. It goes back to Earth. We assume Alex Rogan is still around and that he has to recruit some new starfighters to join him in defending the galaxy. And it's purely speculation, however. As always, friends and family, as we find things out, we will let you know. Because that's just too cool to pass up. I remember watching that movie on several occasions.
Video game, right?
Yep, this starts off with the video game. All right, moving on down the line of things to talk about. Obi-Wan Kenobi series gets a cast and a start date. After the wild success of Star Wars streaming TV series The Mandalorian, everyone's been waiting with anticipation to learn about the upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Who's going to be the lead? When are they going to start shooting? As of today, folks, we know. We are hoping that Ewan Mcgregor will be reprising. We were hoping that I know how to read for a living. Sure, I do.
You're an English major?
I was an English major. I is an English major. Yeah. We were hoping that Ewan McGregor would be reprising his role as the Jedi Master he played in the Star Wars prequel trilogy, and he is. The new series is set 10 years after Obi-Wan's final showdown with former Padawan Anakin Skywalker in Revenge of the Sith. Hayden Christensen also returns in the series not only as the curly-haired Anakin Skywalker, but as Darth Vader, Lord of the Sith himself, whom Anakin became after he succumbed to the dark side. The series begins filming in April. Deborah Chow, who directed 2 episodes of The Mandalorian, directs this special event series. Kathleen Kennedy, Michelle Rejoin, Deborah Chow, Ewan McGregor, and writer Joby Harold are executive producers on Obi-Wan Kenobi. The entire cast is revealed here. Series stars also include Moses Ingram, Joel Edgerton, Bonnie P.S., Kumail Nanjiani, Indra Varma, Rupert Friend, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Sung Kang, Simone Kessel, and Benny Safdie. If you are familiar with the names and the faces, Joel Edgerton and Bonnie P.S. played the young Owen and Beru at the tail end of the original prequel series. So a lot of familiar faces. You will see a lot of these people that you know. I believe Kumail Nanjiani is in MCU's Eternals, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's one of the Eternals. And Sung Kang is from the Fast and the Furious series. Look that up if you feel like it. This announcement puts to rest the wild speculation surrounding the production. We start making it in late spring, and we're going to be shooting here in LA and not. It's so funny. Every week there's a new report. Ewan McGregor recently said, "My dad was sending me links saying, I thought you were shooting it in LA because there's another tabloid expose that we're shooting in some bizarre town somewhere else. Then we're meant to be making it in Boston. Then we were meant to be making it. No, it wasn't Boston. It was Boston, England. But now we're shooting in LA." He goes, "It was crazy. There was just stuff all over the place there." But Ewan McGregor goes on to say, "We're shooting it much the way that the Mandalorian series was shot. We're using some of that technology. I really liked it, and I liked the format of it. I liked the Western nature of it. It's an old-fashioned TV Western. It's brilliant."
Oh, great.
All right. Obi-Wan Kenobi will be available exclusively on Disney+. Other planned series include the Ahsoka Tano series, the Book of Boba Fett, Rangers of the New Republic, the Rogue One prequel, Andor, a Lando Calrissian series, and the Acolyte, plus several animated shows. As always, you know our mantra is we learn things, we will share them with you. Elizabeth Rice goes on to say, "I'm so excited about this series, but also if Ahsoka doesn't show up, I will be very upset." Well, you know, you never know what they're going to do next. You really just don't. It's crazy how they've been kind of lacing things together. So here we go. We're going to finish up on the storyboard of Doom. And we're going with some MCU news. Newcomer Dominique Thorne to star as Riri Williams in Marvel's Ironheart on Disney+. It was announced on Disney Investor Day that Marvel is working on a live-action Riri Williams Ironheart series aptly titled Ironheart. Now, this is news from December of 2020, so things may have changed a little bit since it came out, but we did find the article, wanted to pass it along. Relative newcomer Dominique Thorne, who has appeared in If Beale Street Could Talk and the upcoming Judas and the Black Messiah, she will play the titular character. Marvel also confirmed Moon Knight, the vigilante series rumored to star Oscar Isaac. Don Cheadle will reprise his role as James Rhodes, War Machine, in Armor Wars. Also, Samuel L. Jackson will reprise his role as Nick Fury, and Ben Mendelsohn will reprise his Captain Marvel role as the Skrull Talos in Secret Invasion. These are all things we were very familiar with. We talked about it in Nerd World News a couple months back. So what we're going to be seeing is possible Ironheart news, and as we find out more, we will share that with you. Elizabeth Rice saw a rumor that Hera might be the main character for Rangers of the New Republic, which would be super cool. I have not heard that, but that would definitely be a wild check. That's Hera. For those of you who are not familiar with it, the animated series Star Wars Rebels, Hera was the captain of the Ghost and basically the leader of the crew of misfits that helped save the rebellion. And she is a Twi'lek. She's awesome, and she was the lover of Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character. Oh God, Kanan Jarrus. I couldn't remember that for a second because I'm old and I forget things.
I'm not at Rebels yet.
Oh, it was a great show. You got to check that one out. Wars. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate that. I needed that vote of confidence because my memory's been failing me lately. And Rebels is indeed very good. All right, friends, guess what? We're out of stories at the moment, so we're going to jump in and say happy birthday to some folks this week. And it is time to say happy birthday to Marina Sirtis, Deanna Troy, in many different forms and several other roles throughout her career. Happy birthday, Marina. This would also have been, I'm going to bring this up. I don't usually like to go back and hit people who have passed away. I will do it a couple of times every so often, but I bring up that today was the birthday of the late 10th President of the United States, President John Tyler. I bring it up because there's a great piece of trivia when it comes to President Tyler. He has a living grandson who is alive today. Grandson. So that's cool because you'd expect that's like 4, 5, 6 generations ago for us normal folks. But what had happened is he had remarried and fathered a child when he was like in his 70s.
Oh.
Right? And then his child, because it was normal in that family apparently, the last child he fathered was also in his 70s. So there's 140 year span right there of essentially of 2 generations, right? Which is not normal for a family typically. And then the president's grandson I think is in his 80s at this point.
Holy cow!
But yes, the grandson of the 10th president of the United States is alive today.
And that was 1862. John Tyler.
He passed away in 1862. He was born on March 29th, 1790. So you have literally in 3 generations of Tyler family, you have just about the entire history of the country in 3 generations of one family.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Harrison Ruffian Tyler.
Yes. Harrison Ruffin Tyler.
He's 91.
He's 91 years old as of the story breaking in 2020. So there you have it. That's Dan, what did you say about that? I'm sorry.
That's pretty wild. That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I'm a big history buff, so that I love stuff like that. So anyway, happy birthday to Marina Sirtis and to the late President Tyler. Tomorrow, Tuesday, March 30th, we say happy birthday to Hagrid, Robbie Coltrane, singer Celine Dion, and guitar virtuoso Eric Clapton. On Wednesday the 31st. Hey, speaking of Obi-Wan Kenobi, happy birthday, Ewan McGregor, on Wednesday, March 31st. AC/DC guitarist Angus Young and legendary actor Christopher Walken. I can't do that voice all day. I'm going to start sounding like what's that? I can. It's a Jewish comedian is basically who I was about to start channeling at this point.
You're done.
I can Jackie Gleason. No, that's not Jackie Gleason. I can Jackie Mason. That's the one I was thinking. All right, Thursday, April 1st, Asia Butterfield and singer Susan Boyle. On Friday, April 2nd, we say happy birthday to the Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal, Magneto, Michael Fassbender, and Agent Coulson, Clark Gregg. So you have a Disney trifecta right there. On Saturday, April 3rd, we say happy birthday to comedian Eddie Murphy, singer Paris Jackson, actor Alec Baldwin, local hero from Syracuse, and ecological activist and gorilla expert Jane Goodall. On Sunday the 4th, talk about some MCU star power. Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man himself, takes another trip around the sun. And we also say happy birthday to comedian Eric Andre, Graham Norton, the talk show host from Britain. And it would have been the birthday of late actor Heath Ledger. If it's your birthday this week, my friends, happy birthday. We hope you have a great one. I hope you have a chance to spend that with friends and family. If you're interested in getting a vaccine, I hope you're able to schedule a shot soon so we can start working towards making everybody safer and bring everybody back together again in person as quickly as possible. James, any last licks from you, my friend?
As a matter of fact, there is.
Okay, here we go.
To celebrate the start of spring, Pepsi is collaborating with the Peeps brand, yes, the marshmallow makers, to bring a new marshmallow-flavored soda to market. The two brands introduced the limited Pepsi Peeps beverage that combines the taste of Pepsi Cola with the soft and sweet Peeps marshmallow flavor in brand new packaging inspired by the pastel colors of Peeps in bright yellow, pink, and blue colors. Now, we were going to do a challenge where if the Monkey Business Podcast got like 45 downloads within the course of a week, I would drink this thing on air. But then I realized there's a complication. You won't find the drink in stores.
Uh-oh.
Instead, you have to enter into a hashtag hanging with my peeps sweepstakes for a chance to win a coveted 3-pack of the soda.
Wow.
So we're going to have to come up with another make James eat something ridiculous challenge that's going to find something appropriate.
Can't we just get Peeps and Pepsi and put them together?
Oh, God, no, that's horrible. Don't say that. Don't say that. That's not nice. That's not nice. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. We're going to work on that one. All right. Daniel Sound, how about you? What's going on at your end?
Nothing much going on here.
All right. So we've got a Patreon blog tomorrow from James. We've got Monkey Business Podcast coming out on Wednesday where we talk about our respective bucket lists. Comic Chicks will also be Wednesday. On Thursday, we have Gamer Street Irregular with Chrissy and James. And then on Friday, we have an episode of what was the title of the podcast again?
The Penny and James, kind of, sort of, hopefully funny cartoon podcast.
That's not bad at all. Say that 5 times fast, really. Friend, that's the end of the show for tonight. You guys have a great week. Have a safe week. And we will talk to you again next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.